Are you sending out your digital marketing resumes and you're not getting enough callbacks? If yes, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can make a great impression on the HR and the interviewer as well before you even meet them or have a conversation with them. So stay tuned till the end of the video because this video is going to be super useful if you're looking for a digital marketing job. Just in case if you're new to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe and click on the bell notification so that every time I come up with a video, you're the first one to get to know about it. HRs actually have not more than 10 to 15 seconds before they screen your CV and either put it into the yes bucket or in the no bucket. So in this video, I'll be covering the three aspects of a good digital marketing CV. Number one, what you should not be doing in your digital marketing resume. Number two is that what are the elements which you could add which will make your digital marketing resume better. Number three, how to create your digital marketing resume. So stay tuned till the end of the video because there are some proven techniques which I use in order to get massive amount of calls for me whenever I'm looking for a job. Let's get started with the part one of the video, which is what not to do in your CV. No matter how good your resume is, no matter how experienced you are, but there are a few mistakes which you actually cannot make. Now the first mistake is you should not have any spelling or grammar mistakes. So there's not much to tell here. Okay, it's just go to whatever software you're using and make sure that there's a spell check option in that, and do a spell check and a grammar check as well before you send out any resume, because this is a killer. Mistake number two, you should not have misaligned content, right? So if one of your job experience is even moving towards like 2 3 pixel here or there, it just gives an impression that you are not very thorough with your resume design. And being a marketing person, you need to be really good with design as well. Mistake number three, do not go ahead and make long sentences. Okay, most of your sentences, especially in the work experience section, are should not be more than 10 words. The reason behind that is very simple. First of all, you are asking the HR or the interviewer to read a lot more. The more chances you're going to give him to get disinterested in your resume, the more are your chances of not landing a job. So don't go ahead and make long form content apart from the summary is an exception. Mistake number four, not having a professional looking email address. Okay, nobody wants to hire a cool underscore dude underscore 69 at hotmail.com, right? So if you're not getting anything, then please add, let's say I'm sending out a resume, I'll say priyank underscore digital marketer at whatever.com. So in that particular case, it just gives you a little more professional outlook. You don't have to be the cool guy at hotmail.com or rockstar at hotmail.com or whatever like that, right? So just don't go ahead and do that. Just make sure that you have a proper email address. Mistake number five, have a bad file name. I see this as a very common practice which happens. You go ahead and you name your file as, priyank underscore is resume underscore version 1. Okay, so don't do that kind of stuff. The reason behind that is you're increasing your chances of getting your CV lost. Okay, let's take a very simple case. An HR downloaded your resume. If he wants to search your resume and he forgets your name, okay, then he can quickly type in digital marketing, and you know that the CV would have digital marketing in that, the file name would have digital marketing in that. Also, it makes you look a lot more professional when you're sending out CVs. Don't do final, don't do version 1. Just try to include whatever profile you're targeting for in that CV file name. Mistake number 6, a lot of people do that. They send a word doc. Okay, never ever send a word doc. Multiple reasons. Number one is that the HR who's probably looking at your resume, the person whosoever is looking at your resume, is probably having a older version. Okay, so when you send a word doc and he opens a word doc, what happens is that maybe there might be some misalignment. Maybe the font which you used is not there with them. Okay, so the font changes. So don't do that. Instead, what you do is like make a PDF of that word file. So whenever you're sending a PDF file, that eliminates any sort of a inconsistency which could happen between your CV and the CV which they receive. Since we have already talked about the mistakes which people do, let's talk about the elements within your CV which is going to get you the job. Element number one, either you're going to write a summary or you're going to write an objective. So summary is for those people who have enough experience in the particular industry, let's say an experience of 4 years or 5 years or 6 years into the digital marketing industry. Then you write a summary because you have everything to collate and put it into the summary of whatever you have done in those 5 6 years. But if you're new, let's say a fresher or anybody with like 2 years or 3 years of experience, then in that particular case you write an objective because you're still trying to grow your career. So make sure that you write a summary if you are an experienced person, but you write an objective if you are a less experienced person. Element number two, your contact information. As we have already discussed, that you need to first of all have a very professional looking email address. Doesn't matter if it is on a public sort of a hosting, which is your Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, Rediff Mail, stuff like that. But also apart from that, you need to make sure that you put in your phone number correctly as well, because a lot of people make a mistake there too. Number three, you need to put your social media links. Now, the reason why I'm putting social media links here, because a lot of companies, first of all, have started looking at the social media, that what they do and how they do stuff and how they behave socially. Another reason behind putting your social media links in there is because you're a digital marketer. If you are not going to put your Twitter ID there, okay, at least put a LinkedIn ID so that a person can quickly visit your LinkedIn ID and can have a look at the broader things which are probably not in your CV. Now let's talk about element number four, which is your professional experience. Within your professional experience, you need to make sure that there are certain things which you will follow for sure. Number one, name of the company. Number two, your designation. Number three, from what time to what time you worked. Number four is whatever you did within that particular company. Now, whenever you're writing anything which is within that particular company, which were your job roles and responsibilities, then in that particular case, do not keep any bullet points which are hanging onto the next line. I want to make my CV right now. Okay, I'm gonna say I create YouTube videos for digital marketers. Now, if anything comes up under the second line, it's actually leaving a blank, okay, in front of that. So you make sure that you're not doing that, because it just first of all increases the length of your CV. Number one. Secondly, there is unnecessary white space which comes in. Element number five, we're going to talk about the skill ratings. A lot of people use that now, and even I use it on my resume. So I use the stars. A lot of people use bars or anything which is dotted so that you could make out that how good you are. Stars just feels like a good thing to do. With this particular thing, first of all, it's a quick snapshot and a self assessment, and also an assessment for the person who's actually looking at your CV. Element number six, if you have any certifications, then make sure that you put that onto your CV. A digital marketers, first of all, you're expected to have a certain level of certifications. Number two, how do you put that forward? So either you can take the logos. A lot of certifications have logos. Let's say you completed a course from HubSpot. HubSpot's logo is like known by every digital marketer. The same thing with Google Analytics, the same thing with Google AdWords, and so forth and so on. Element number seven, now your education. Again, just like the same way how you did it in your professional experience, you have to do it in a reverse chronological order. You need to tell that, okay, you're an MBA, before that you did your graduation, and then before that you did this. Element number eight, you should have the full coverage of your CV. It should not be 1.5 pages or 1.1 page, right? You need to make sure when you're creating your CV that it either fits in one page or in 2 pages or in 3 pages, but not 2.5 pages or 1.5 pages. Now, the reason is simple. First of all, it just feels really odd as a, if you're holding a resume and it does not have enough details, looks like something is incomplete. On top of that, you should have the ability to either squeeze everything into the one page or expand everything to 2 pages, but don't leave it hanging. It just does not give a great impression. Element number nine, most important one, you need to put your key achievements in every company wherever you worked. How I do it is by making a box just after every job description which I've given. And put it in, sort of highlight it so that the person sees that okay, he did some work in this particular company and this was the result, which was the eventual result. So this gives a very good impression, first of all, that you are not just playing with words, you're also giving a facts and the data and the numbers which every good digital marketer should be giving in your CV. Whenever you're putting key achievements, just make sure that you have enough data to tell about those key achievements. Just don't keep it there, which is either was done by the whole organization, but you were a key part or a key member of getting that achievement. So put those achievements, because that is what you did, not the company did. So that's your key achievement, because this is your CV. Element number 10, and probably the most important, which is your section dividers. Now a lot of resumes actually use the one third and the two third format. So there's a sidebar which is there where you keep in the details, which might be your skills, which in my cases are my personal information as well. It could work for you, it could not work out for you. Let's say your resume is hanging, you've completed 1.5 pages. Then in that case particularly, you might have to add a section on the left side, and you could move a little bit of things there, and since the section on the right side is gonna go thinner, the text will automatically fill in. Those were the 10 elements which every digital marketing resume should have. Now let's talk about how to make your CV. Okay, I have a surprise for you guys, and I created CVs and I've shown it to a bunch of people, and I've got a lot of calls for interviews and stuff like that. But here's a trick. I do not make my resume on MS Word. I make it on MS PowerPoint. There's a reason behind that. And here's the look of my CV. If you want to have a look, there's a reason behind that. The reason is very simple. First of all, Word in itself is a little complicated when you want to design everything to perfection. If you want to add a sidebar, okay, it's going to be tough doing that in the Word. But if you want to do that on a PowerPoint, you go ahead and do that on the PowerPoint by stretching the shape mark. All you need to do is just to change the orientation from the landscape mode on the PowerPoint to a portrait mode and set the size to A4, and that's how you'll be able to get your resume done. A lot of people are not very good with designs when it comes to designing a resume, or let's say color combinations. If you're one of those people, which I am too, then you can always go to fiverr.com or freelancer.com and give them the content in Word, and they'll be able to make a very good resume looking like a professional one. So that's how you eventually create your resume. I do not do it on Word, I do it on PowerPoint. Tell me in the comments down below that do you send a Word file when you're applying for digital marketing jobs, or do you send a PDF file? I hope this video helped and I could add some value to your digital marketing career. If you have any questions about digital marketing career, put it down in the comments below. I'm really happy to see that you have reached until this point of the video. I hope you found it useful. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell notification so that every time I come up with a video, you're the first one to get to know about it. And I keep posting digital marketing related videos on this channel. Also, I have created a few more videos which are coming onto this side of the screen. Go ahead, have a look. If you find them useful, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel.